Am live. Hopefully, if you can hear me, please let me know because everything here is new. My mic, my lights, my camera, and I'm hoping that it's all working. But the tech is real. So let me know if you can hear me okay because I am here. Well, first of all, let me just tell you, I've got to be the most reluctant podcast host ever. This is not something I want to do. It has taken me a long time to get here. I have had every excuse possible. I didn't want to do this because, my dog might start barking or, my hair hasn't grown out yet or, just every excuse, my tech's not going to work. That's still possible. But I've got something to share with you and I couldn't figure out any other way to get it to you. I tried to sit in my house and wait for you to just walk by and then I could just kind of run out and grab you and tell you about it, but you didn't come. And I dinked around a little bit on social media trying to give you some hints and some clues. Not enough of you were following me. So I had to come to you and because you need to know what I know. You need to be able to host guests in your home while you travel the world and they pay for your expenses. That's what I do. That's the lifestyle I have now. I've been doing it for about 7 years. I'm going to show you some examples of how I do it, let you know how you can do it, and hopefully you'll return week after week. You'll pick up more tips because I'll have industry leaders coming on to talk to you about how to do it. And I'll have successful hosts who are just in the process of doing it themselves. So you'll be able to see just how regular old folks with regular houses are making income. They are taking trips. They are funding college funds. They're funding retirement plans. They are doing all the things and the guests are paying for their expenses. So it's good. You gotta stay tuned. You gotta look and see what this looks like. So I'm gonna share some of my earnings. I'll tell you about different ways that you can do this. And but before we get started, have you all seen this commercial? It's so cute. It's an Amazon commercial, and it's this teenage girl, right? And she is in her teenage bedroom, and she's looking in the mirror, and she's kind of noticing. I'll show you that she's got a little bit of peach fuzz, and she's like, okay. And so she decides that she's going to try and maybe do something about it with the wax, which let you know is not a fun thing to do. But she looks around her room and she sees this. She sees some of her idols. She sees Eddie Murphy. He's got this big bushy mustache. She sees Frida Kahlo, and she's got a little mustache too. And then she sees Freddie Mercury from Queen. She's got a little statue of him, and he's got his mustache, and he's got on this yellow patent leather jacket with all the gold buckles, right? And she's like, okay, that's what I need. And so she, it's an Amazon commercial. So there's Freddie Mercury. So she sends away and gets this yellow jacket from Amazon probably the next day because you know how quick they are. And that's it. That's it for her. She is instantly feeling herself. She is feeling confident. She is embracing her uniqueness, and she's loving herself, and she's going to school, and she's strutting down the hall, and other friends are looking at her like, what is happening? And she is just uniquely herself and loving it and having a ball. And I love this commercial because this is exactly how you are going to feel when you start hosting guests in your home and you start checking your bank account and you see that money rolling in while you're maybe on the beach, or you're maybe, in Paris, or I don't know where you are, you're somewhere that you want to be. Here's how this happens. There's lots of ways to do it. I'll get into my story, but I want you to know that all things are possible with this. You might decide that you're going to eventually leave your 9-to-5 job. I kind of did. I kind of accidentally retired and didn't even know about it. But I'll get into that. And there's all kinds of things you can do if you don't want to travel. You can, one year I had to replace my roof, replace my furnace, and replace my hot water heater all in the same month. And literally, back in the day, that would have put me in bed. But it didn't, because I knew I had the income coming in from the rentals. And so, I just went ahead and paid for it, and I didn't feel it. And so that's what I want for you. Here's my story. I'm a real estate broker. I've been a real estate broker for decades now. And so I've helped mostly women. Women usually lead the search for homes. So even when I'm working with couples, it's usually the woman that I'm spending the most time with. So I spent a whole career showing and selling and helping buyers find their homes. So I'm real clear on what it takes to make your home presentable, how to market a home, how to price a home, all the things that real estate agents do. I'm also an attorney. And so when it comes to the contracts, and people are always worried in a short-term rental kind of situation, do I have a contract? Am I going to be okay? Is something going to happen? Am I protected? So I got you covered on that. And now I'm a host. And I've been hosting. I've had a rental in my family since the 90s, and we hosted every now and then, but nothing serious. I got real serious with it kind of accidentally about 7 years ago, and I have not looked back. The author of a couple of international bestsellers. I literally co-wrote the book on hosting, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. So here's a little bit more. I'll tell you. When we host, my daughters and I'm a single mom, and I have 2 daughters, we allow guests to have our entire home. So that means I've never met a single guest. When they come to my home and they access the house through a remote lock, I'm on a plane, and I'll show you some of the places that my daughters and I have been able to go. So this is us in Spain. We saw some unbelievable sights in Europe. We've been to Paris twice. We went to the south of France, where we went to Cannes and Monte Carlo and Nice. We have been to Mozambique. We've been to places that I couldn't spell. We went to Vilanculas, which is off of Mozambique, and it was fantastic. And before, but let me just tell you, before I was private school bound, mortgage bound, making sure there's no student loans and paying my bills. I'm paying my bills, Pam. That's who I was. But after I started hosting and guests started paying our way, I became international Pam. And so my girls and I have been everywhere. We were domestic before because really I couldn't divert funds. I couldn't, in good conscience, divert funds from school and their education to go on vacation. So we just went domestic. But now here's us. We were in London having a tea party. We went to Egypt. We went scuba diving in the Red Sea when we were in Egypt. We stayed there for 2 weeks. And this is us in the Valley of the Queens, which was very, very cool. This is us scuba diving. We've been to Mexico scuba diving. We have been, we went to Johannesburg. This is Soweto. And we've been all over the world. And that's because we've had guests who have paid the bills. So this is us in Nice when we went to the south of France. So let me just let you know what kind of money is possible, because you might be thinking, well, it's a home. How much can it really be? I'm only able to host my home during my kids' vacations because, of course, they go to school. We live here. We can only do it during the summer. Sometimes they have spring break and fall breaks. And so during those times, we're able to host guests. But it's not a full year. It's not 12 months by any means. It's only when we can have time off to go somewhere else and travel. So here is just an example of a year where you can see it's concentrated on the summer months. We did maybe a week or so for her spring break, one of my youngest daughter's spring break. In November, I think we did the Thanksgiving holiday. We did have an extended time in October. I think they had a fall break, lots of breaks, which is good because it lets us travel. But you can see this is from Airbnb, and you can see my earnings were on a monthly basis, up near $10,000 a month. Now, this is just Airbnb. I'm also on Vrbo because I'm able to rent my entire home. And so on Vrbo, I have an equivalent set of stats just like this. So there are months where I'm making $20,000 from the beach. I am literally, using my phone as my office, and I am working, welcoming new guests, changing the locks after the guests leave, contacting my cleaning service. I'm doing all that remotely while guests continue to come and visit. I continue to get direct deposits, and it's a beautiful thing. So, like I said, I've been a real estate agent for a long time. Now I focus on teaching women to learn to maximize the potential of their biggest asset, which for most of us is our home. And so what can this look like for you? There's lots of ways to do this. I rent my entire home, but you might have in Chicago, we call it a walkout basement. You might have a separate basement space, or maybe you have an attic that's just storage right now that you could convert to a living space, or maybe you have space over your garage, or an in-law apartment, they call it in some places, duplex. You have one unit is available. Maybe you have a coach house, or maybe you're downsizing. Maybe you have this big house, but you want something smaller now. But you don't want to get rid of your big house. Why would you? You probably have equity in it, and you don't build wealth by continuing to sell off your assets. So if it's an asset you want to keep, think about hosting guests. And I now focus on teaching women to do this very thing. And so I have the Happy Host Academy. We get together. I'm teaching in the academy live all the time. I'm giving instruction. I'm giving examples of contracts. I have the experts come in and speak. And as a community, we learn to live our biggest, boldest lives. So I'm going to show you an example, but before I show you the examples, some of the before and afters, because who doesn't love them before and after? I want you to know that if you don't feel comfortable hosting guests in your home on an overnight basis, think about day rentals. Think about maybe having a media production in your home. I did this one time. I had, there's a Chicago version of one of, I think it's a Lifetime or it's VH1, a VH1 show. And they came in and shot an episode in my house, and they were there for 5 days. And so at the end, and they're only there from 8 to 4, they don't work longer than that. And so in the evenings, my house was empty. And so I could have stayed there if I wanted, but I was staying somewhere else. So think about, can a film crew come in? Can you do photo shoots? Can you host photo shoots in your home? Do you have a great kitchen where, it could easily look like a kitchen of a family that's on TV? Can you do events? Can you host wedding showers or baby showers? Or do you have a big backyard? Can you host graduation parties? Or I have one client who has a really big yard, and she's going to rent it on a daily basis, maybe even an hourly basis, for people who have pets in her neighborhood. And it's going to be kind of a dog park, a place for you to bring your dog. They play with other dogs, they run around, it's a secured space, and she's going to charge for that. So there are lots of different things that you can do if overnight guests, if that's not something you want to do. Think about, maybe you could even do a co-work space. So if you have a nice big dining room table and you have a coffee pot and you want to set up and you want to have people come in and work on their projects, and it's kind of like a WeWork situation, but it's in your house and you're earning income. So let me show you some of because a lot of people are thinking, well, yeah, that's because you have a big fancy house, and all the people you work with, have pools and I don't know, fabulous kinds of walk-in closets with couches and, I don't know, roof decks and all this stuff. It's not the case. That's not the case. Some do, but some don't. So here are a few before and after, so you can get a sense of what I teach, how I help you position your home, how we learn about your story, and presenting your story as the kind of the theme of your listing, because you're unique. And when people stay for Airbnb kinds of experiences, they're looking for something local and authentic. And so the idea of a hotel room that's sterile and certainly lacking in personality is not attractive to them. But the idea of living in someone's home who has traveled, or maybe they have an extensive book collection, or maybe they have a bunch of old wax vinyl albums, and you can come by there in the evenings when you're not sightseeing. You can listen to some of their albums. People love that kind of stuff. And so don't think you have to have the big house on the top of the hill, with the moat and the swimming pool, because you don't. So here's some before and afters. This is on the left, this is a loft space. So this is what it looked like before we started working on it and setting it up as a short-term rental. And so with some really small changes, just swapping out the closet doors to give a mirror closet door to make the room look bigger, doing a string light, changing linens, really small kinds of things, I was able to take this unit from no one wanting to stay here to being able to command $350 a night. This unit, which usually really only rented on the weekends, that was the only time that it was available, but would bring in about $6,000 a month. And so for a one bedroom, that's not bad. It certainly covered the cost to keep the unit and then some. So let's see. This is a bigger unit. This is one that does have a swimming pool, but we did some decluttering because that's kind of where people can kind of get tripped up. What do I do with all my stuff? Where do I put my valuables? Where do I put all of my not so valuable stuff? Where do I store it? So in this space, we took some things out, we put some things in the garage and stored them. We rearranged some things, and we took this media room and made it into something that is attractive to guests. Now this is a space, this is pretty dramatic. And this is what I mean. This is what I want you to see and understand the transformation that's possible. So if you have a basement that you're just storing a bunch of who knows what in, and if you have the vision and have the interest in changing it into something that can be a space for guests, I certainly recommend it, and I would certainly like to be the one to help you do that. This is in Chicago. This is a 100-year-old brownstone, and the basement was literally concrete and brick walls. And we built it out. We put in a bedroom, and we built out the living space. And initially, the host didn't have a kitchen space because it just wasn't in the initial budget. But she rented the space anyway, so don't let that stop you. And about a year later, she had enough income saved from renting the space to then install a kitchen space. And then she, of course, raised her prices and went on to continue hosting with a full kitchen in her unit. So that's pretty cool. This is my space. It's not that fancy. It's got a good location, and I've done some things to enhance it for guests, but I just want you to know you don't have to have a perfect space. You don't have to have, the best house on the block. You just have to get started, and you have to have just kind of like the girl with the yellow patent leather jacket. You've got to have confidence that this is something that you want to do and that you can do, and then you have to find a guide to help you do that. And so this could look like for you if you're considering the travel part, that's what we do. But also people who are away for extended stays, like sabbaticals. If you want to take some time off, if you're able to, from your job, to go to someplace in Europe for a month or 3 months, consider renting your space while you're gone. Now your house is not sitting empty, subject to all kinds of things that could happen if your house is empty. And you're earning income for spending money, for airfare, for whatever that's maintaining your sabbatical life. Or if you're going to expat and maybe you're doing some expat exploration, you're doing some 2 and 3 and 4 week trips, but you want to come home because you're not quite ready to leave yet, and you want to come home to your home. So consider having guests during that time frame. There's also, if you have a second home, and this is a great way to have a second home. If you rent your first home, I have a client who's seasonally in their 2 homes. So in the fall and winter, they're in their warm weather location, and then they rent the space. And by renting this space, and then vice versa the other time of the year, by renting the spaces, they're able to pay for both of them. So essentially they're living free in 2 different houses. So come on now, that's pretty good. But it could just be for extra income. Like I said, I've had to redo my house in various different ways, and it was great to have someone else pay the bills. So if you want to put money on retirement, if you want to zero out those credit cards, hosting is a great way to get it done, even if you're going to maintain your 9 to 5. So I just want to make sure you're able to overcome some of the mindset obstacles that often hold us back from doing the short-term hosting, home sharing. And that has to do with, there's people in my house, and is this safe, and how am I going to secure my things? We go through all of that at the Happy Host Academy, and I'm happy to show you how to do it as well. So that's why I'm here. Like I said, I've been trying to find you. I've been trying to get to you. I decided to do it this way. So every Thursday at 11 o'clock, I'm not sure I'm going to always do it live because the tech is the tech. But if I don't do it live, I will record it. I will bring in my my co-hosts who are from around, not only around in the US, but some European international hosts who are doing it their way. So you can hear their stories, because everybody's story is a little different, and everybody does it a little bit differently. So it's always fun to hear how someone else does it, and you can pick and choose the things that they do, and use them if they work for you, and don't if they don't. And so next week I have Lace Hernandez. She's from Mint SDR Hosting, and she's going to come in and talk to us about using Instagram, using social media to promote your home, your listing, and to attract the ideal guest for your space. Because not every guest is going to be great for every space. And it's good to know, get a sense of who your best guest would be, and then figure out how to attract them. And then the guests are happy because you've set up your space specifically with them in mind, and you're happy because you have your ideal guest. It's a beautiful thing. The week after that, I have Kate Campbell coming in. She's with Be Brave Interiors. And I'm really big on you using your personality as the basis for your design, your listing story, your social media. Your personality and you are the superhero in this story. You are the one that people want to get to know. You're the one that they want to trust and explore through your space and the offerings that you have in your listing. So join us every Thursday. Subscribe if you can, depending on where you are, subscribe on our channel, our YouTube channel, so you make sure that you get us every week. And if you want to check me out, I'm at pamholt.com, Holt, my name. Or you can join us Just come on in. Let's get us started. Join us at the Happy Host Academy. You can go to the happyhostacademy.com, schedule a call with me. If you've got some concerns about hosting and you want to chat about them, let's do it. Let's take 20 minutes. Let's get on a Zoom. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out a way that we can make this work for you so that you can put on your yellow patent leather jacket and you can pull your suitcase behind you and you can do that little teenage girl strut all the way down through TSA and onto the plane. Well, you probably won't go TSA because by then you'll be such a traveler. You'll have clear. So you'll be just strutting past everybody who's in the TSA line and heading off for your next trip. So that's it for me today. I hope that that you're interested in this. If you have any questions, you can drop me an email. You can check me out directly at pamholt.com and let me know what do you want to know? What's it gonna take to get you to try this? I don't know. What's it going to take? Let's see. I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Pam Holt. I'm the Happy Host. Thanks for listening. Bye.